So today we'll continue where we have left. So we are dealing with around the medicinal creeper. So next para, Mara did not have any teeth on the right side of his mouth. So Mara starts another story that is about how he lost his teeth on the right side. He had to chew everything on the left side. So only left side teeth were there, and whatever he was eating, he was chewing on the left side only. He was aged, and perhaps they had fallen off naturally. But why only one side? He has become little aged only, and teeth definitely sometimes they fall. But why only one side? I was curious, so I wanted to know. That means the narrator wants to know. One day, I asked him how he had come to lose all the teeth only on one side. He told me an interesting story. It seems that they had fallen out long ago and not as a result of his advancing age. Teeth fell out long back, not because of the age, but because of something else. Once he had laid a trap in the forest to catch rabbits. He was worried that somebody else may get there before him in the morning and take away his catch. So one day he had gone to the forest, he had laid a trap to catch the rabbits. And early morning, he was very worried. Somebody might have gone and taken the catch. So he went into the forest before daybreak. Before sunrise, he went to the forest. The trap was empty. That means no rabbit had walked into it. And since there was a stream nearby, flowing, Mara decided to brush his teeth and wash his face before trekking back home. So Mara thought, since there is time and since there is a stream nearby, why not go and brush his teeth and wash his face? Then when he broke a small stick from a nearby plant to brush a third or fourth time, so he broke a stick from the nearby plant and he started brushing his teeth. Just 3 or 4 times he had brushed. He felt a sour taste in the mouth. He felt something sour taste in the mouth. He thought that there was something wrong with the stick and threw it. So he just thought maybe taste may be slightly different, it may be some plant, so he just threw it away. Before he could try another stick, he wanted to rinse his mouth. So what he thought, since there is water nearby, he wanted to rinse his mouth. He took some water from the stream, put it into his mouth, and after churning it around in his mouth, spat it out. So he took some water, put it in his mouth and started gargling, that is churning around in the mouth and then spat it out. Surprise! All the teeth which had been touched by that stick tumbled out of his mouth. Tumbled means fell out of his mouth. See what happened? He was brushing only on the right side. And now he put some water, churned it around, spat it out. And all the teeth on the right side fell out, tumbled out. Thank God, I was saved because I had not brushed all the teeth. Now he thought, at least I did not brush on the left side also. So only right side he had brushed. Otherwise, I would not have had any teeth left to eat even rice. And then he felt, thanked God, at least I did not brush on the left side also. I rebuked him. And the narrator rebuked him, scolded him. Hey Mara, if you want to tell lies, they must at least be believable. Why you tell this kind of lies? If you tell something, at least people should believe that. Mara said, can't you see that I have lost all those teeth? And Mara said, can't you see? He opened his mouth and showed him. See that all the teeth on the right side have gone. Then come and show me the plant. The narrator told him, then come, show me which plant you took and which stick you brushed. How can I show you that plant? There are hundreds of plants in the forest. So Mara is twisting. He said, how can I show? So many plants are there. How can I show you? You can do one thing, sir. You can try brushing your teeth with each of them. Then we can find out which one has this effect. So what Mara said, you do one thing. You go and start brushing your teeth with one by one, all the sticks. And finally, you will come to know which stick has done this, which stick has got this power. Then why should I? You are the one who is lying. You are telling a lie and you are telling me to go and try. So you have to brush your teeth with all those plants and discover the right one. So the narrator told Mara, why I should go? You go, pluck all the sticks from the trees one by one and start brushing. Then you will come to know which is the one. My God, there are so many plants in the forest. I won't live long enough to try each and every one of them. Mara said, how can I do that? There are hundreds of plants. If I start checking one by one, then I will not have sufficient time to do that. Hey Mara, if you keep trying out different ones, you may find one which is going to make your teeth come back. So the narrator told him, if you start brushing one by one, then sometimes some teeth may have the power to bring back the teeth. You may get back your teeth. How can I say which type of plant I will stumble upon? How can I say that? There are many plants, I may not be able to find out that exact one. Just my bad luck if I get one which kills me. Sometimes, because of my bad luck, there may be some plants, if I take stick and if I start brushing, I may die. So why should I try? Now, then, why are you asking me to try? Why you are asking me to try? Because you are the one who is accusing me of lying. And you are only telling that I am lying. Then you go and try. Suppose you come upon the one that will bring back your youth. Suppose some plants may be there which will bring back your life. You may become young again. Then for that, Mara tells, I don't even want that. I don't want to be young. If I become young, I will have to marry again. If I become young again, I have to marry once more. Let that be. But don't think that such a plant does not exist in our forest. He said and told me another story. So Mara concluded by saying, don't think that there are no plants. There are plants which do this type of things. Some plants may remove the teeth. Some plants may do some other thing. There are many varieties of plants. Then he started telling another story. Long ago, Mara and a friend of his laid a trap and caught a barking deer. See, one day Mara went to the forest along with his friend and then laid a trap and finally they got a barking deer. See, here itself it shows how funny. Deer never barks, only dogs bark. So here they got a barking deer, jinke. As they had to divide it equally between them, they wanted to divide the meat between them. They took it to that stream, skinned it, cleaned and divided the meat. So they took the deer to the nearby stream, they washed it, they skinned it, removed the skin, cleaned and divided the meat between them. They wrapped their portions in some leaves and brought them home. Then the big leaves were there. They wrapped them in the leaves and brought them home. In Mara's house, they got ready to cook. As soon as Mara brought this meat, his wife started preparing the masala. They started cooking. They prepared the masala with spices, put the water to boil and opened the packet to take out the meat. So water was boiling, my wife prepared all the required masalas and then they opened the packet, take out the meat. Surprise of surprises. What a great surprise. Instead of the meat, there was a live wild buck. Buck means male deer. Buck and doe. Buck is a male deer, doe is a female deer. Here, live wild buck. They brought meat. But when they opened the leaves packet, live wild, why it is live? Because it is an adjective. Otherwise we say live. For example, telecast, we say live telecast because it is an adjective. So here also live buck, live wild buck. It jumped out. The moment it saw Mara, it jumped up and ran out of his house. It saw Mara and then ran out of the house. When Mara was trying to catch it, as usual, Mara's wife ignorantly took the leaves and threw them into the fire. So Mara's wife took the leaves and then threw them into the fire. Then when I heard the story, I was speechless. The narrator is telling, what a kind of story he is telling. He tells about a barking deer. They cut it, they brought the meat, and when they opened it, there was no meat. A live wild buck jumps and seeing Mara runs away. He could not believe all this. And Mara's wife, she was very ignorant. She took the leaves and threw them into the fire. When I heard the story, I was speechless and I did not ask Mara for any elaboration. The narrator did not ask him anything. Why? Because if he asks something, he will say, go for some other stories. So for any elaboration or explanation, because this was the height of his inventive genius. It was very, very high lies. So it is no wonder that the white man of Pulihindalu was prepared to give away his entire estate in exchange for these wonder plants. So the man, that is the white man from Pulihindalu, he knew that there are medicinal plants, very much powerful plants, and so he wanted to know that particular plant, medicinal creeper, and for that he was even ready to give his entire estate to him. Now it has been a long time since I sold that estate, and Mara is also dead and gone. So Mara is no more. Mara has died. It is difficult to dismiss all of Mara's stories as bunkum. See, bunkum, it is not an English word, actually Hindi word. Bunkum means nonsense. So we can't totally dismiss all his stories. Some little detail remains to bother your conscience. The total disinterest that Mara showed in trying to argue with us or convince us for that matter to lie or tell the truth continues to bother us. So this is after a long time, Mara's medicinal creeper was back in the news. Again, people started talking about some plant, the same medicinal creeper, unusual medicinal creeper. This time, I saw Appanna, another person, Appanna, tying it to a nearby tree. Just like Mara, Appanna was also taking one of the tendrils and tying it to the tree. I asked him whether he knew its uses. He did not know. I believe if you squeeze the juice of these leaves, milk becomes hard, he said. But one thing I know, Appanna said, that if you take the leaves and squeeze them and take out the juice and put it into the milk becomes hard. It becomes like a curd. I thought that probably the leaf of this creeper must be sour. As you know, if something is sour, milk becomes a curd. So, when you squeeze something sour into the milk, it spoils and curdles. I thought this was being mistaken for hardening of milk. So what Appanna thought, this is some magic. When we put that, sweet juice into the milk becomes hard. I asked Appanna, have you seen it happen? Did you see any time? That is what people say. Where can I find milk for all such experiments? He replied. Where can I go? Buy milk and do all this? Is there any basis for stories that are spread about these plants and herbs? People talk so many stories and so many fictitious things about these plants and herbs. Is there any basis for that? I wondered whether I should squeeze the leaves into milk and see what happens. So the narrator thought, why not? Bring the leaves, squeeze them and put it into milk and try what happens. See what happens. Instead of criticizing others for not knowing, I thought it would be better to check it out on my own. So he plucked some leaves from the creeper and took them to my friend Chandru, who is a plant pathologist. So the narrator had a friend whose name was Chandru, and he was a plant pathologist who studies about plants and all that. I told him what I heard about this plant. So we decided to conduct the experiment and brought a liter of milk. So they brought 1 liter of milk. The other scientist friends laughed at us. Everybody made fun of him. What you are doing? They said that we were wasting a liter of good milk. So they said, you are simply wasting 1 liter of milk. Listening to all kinds of cock and bull stories. Once we had decided to play the fools, we couldn't care less about others laughing at us. So once they have decided, and the narrator and his friend Chandru, they decided to conduct this experiment and find out. So we put the milk and leaves into a mixture and switched it on. They put the milk and the leaves in a mixie and then switched it on. After they were thoroughly mixed, we poured it out into a vessel. When it was thoroughly mixed, they just put it into a vessel. We watched for some time to see whether it would become curdled or remain as it was. They were just watching. Nothing happened for a couple of minutes. Just as I decided that we had indeed wasted a liter of milk, I touched it again. He thought, unnecessarily we have wasted 1 liter of milk. So again he just touched it with the finger. It had become firm and rubbery. It has become a bit hard, just like rubbery. When we inverted the vessel, the whole thing fell out like a molded cast. The whole thing just fell out like a one piece molded cast. So then this creeper had some qualities. Then he thought, yes, definitely there are some properties which the Maharaj Appanna said. Now it was our turn to wonder. But the problem was that despite all this, we didn't know which disease or diseases it cured. See, they know that some properties are there, but which leaves or which plant cured which disease, they were not knowing. Though no one seemed to know, just like Mara, all and sundry means everybody, used to go around tying this creeper to the nearest plant and muttering, stay here. Muttering means telling. So whoever finds this creeper, they used to catch it, tie it to a nearby plant and then say, stay here, don't go anywhere, don't stay here. I had never seen anyone actually go back to untie it and take it home for some ailment. That's what they did. Afterwards, nobody went or to pluck those leaves or to take that for some medicine and all that. They just tied it and they went home. Time passed and once again I forgot about Mara's medicinal creeper. Again people forgot about that. The other day, my erstwhile farm hand Krishna, erstwhile means previous, erstwhile means earlier, farm hand, helper. Farm hand means helper. Krishna came to me. So Krishna was a farm hand. So he came to the narrator. He was perfectly healthy the last time I had seen him. When he saw Krishna last time, he was quite healthy. But now he was standing before me, pale and breathless, unable to breathe. Very pale. Pale means just yellow color, because if there is no blood in the body, the color becomes pale. He had stopped working in the estate some time ago, so he did not come for work also. And he was driving a rickshaw. So he was a farm hand, he was working in the farm, but he had left that job and then he was driving rickshaw. Apparently, when he changed his job, he started passing blood with his tools. When he was driving the auto rickshaw, he started passing some blood with his tools in the motion. Now it had become more serious. It was a bit serious, and he was tired, breathless, and wheezing. So all problems, bleeding, he was tired, he was breathless, and he was wheezing. I thought he must be having piles. These are the symptoms of piles. I felt sorry for this man who used to work hard to earn a living. So he was a good worker, and he used to work very hard and earn for his living. With a wife and small children at home, he has got a wife and children. I wondered how he could manage expensive surgical treatment at the hospital. If you go to the hospital, the doctor will tell we have to operate and lot of expenses, which meant several days of hospitalization, and so lack of work and income, so which he was unable to do. If he goes to the doctor, 100% they will say you have to get admitted, you have to be operated, you have to stay for some days in the hospital, and lot of medicines will be there. So a lot of expenditure, and also he has no work and no income. He took some money from me and went to the hospital. So he took some money from the narrator and went to the hospital. The doctors there advised him surgery, and Krishna was scared. He was frightened. When the doctors told him that you have to go for surgery, he was scared. Krishna knew a Malayali sadhu. Earlier also he had gone to a Malayali sadhu for some treatment. So he remembered about him. This God man had treated Krishna on an earlier occasion when Krishna had started developing boils all over his body. When he was developing boils all over the body, the God man had given Krishna the bark of some tree, which he was supposed to crush and mix with the duck's eggs and eat. So previously when he had gone, the Krishna had gone for treatment, the God man gave him the bark of some tree, and he told him to crush and mix it with the duck's eggs and then eat. The full course of treatment was 10 days. So the God man told him, do this for 10 days. Crush that bark and put it in duck's eggs and then mix it and eat. It seems Krishna had been completely cured, and after the treatment he never got a boil again. So 10 days he has taken the treatment and he was cured now. Now the God man had become too old. Apparently he told Krishna that he did not have the strength to search for the plant, but that he would describe it. Now Krishna came to the God man and told him this problem, but the God man said, I am too old now, I can't go and search for the plant, but that he would describe it. He would tell what kind of plant. Krishna had to search for this plant. So Krishna went in search of this plant, dig out the tuberous root. The God man told him, dig out that plant, take out the root, tuberous root, and mix it with milk and drink the medicine for 5 days. So this was the treatment given to him. He told him to search out that plant, dig out the root, and what kind of root? Tuberous root. Tuberous means be like a tube, hole inside, and mix it with milk and then drink the medicine for 5 days. The next day, I saw Krishna looking for this medicinal creeper. When I listened to this description, I was sure that he was looking for the same creeper which Mara and Appanna had tied to the nearest tree. And which creeper? The unusual medicinal creeper. Starting itself the same we are dealing. So I took him to the plant. So the narrator took him and showed him. And we had to dig quite a bit to get the tuber. The root was a bit deep. So they had to dig out the tuberous root. Krishna ground his root and drank it with milk. See here, ground means is a verb idu. Grind, ground. It is not football ground. Here it is a verb. Past tense of grind. Ground his root and drank it with milk. Within a day, his piles improved. Just within one day, there was some improvement. He was completely cured in 5 days. Krishna bid goodbye to his job as a rickshaw driver. Even more strange was what happened to me. When we had dug up the root, I ate a small piece of it just to see how it tasted. So the narrator also just ate a small piece. It was slightly bitter. By my right heel, which had been paining for quite some time, if I had to walk long distances, I would start limping. So he could not walk long. If he goes for a longer walking, then he used to just limp because of the pain. In addition, of late, there was a swelling next to the bone of my heel. And now, recently, there was some swelling just near the heel. The surgeon had said that it had to be surgically removed. Surgeon told him, you have to operate, otherwise you can't cure. But I noticed that a few days after I had eaten the piece of fruit, the swelling had disappeared. After eating that piece of fruit after some days, he found that the swelling had disappeared. How can I say that this was the effect of the creeper? So he did not know how it happened. It could have been purely accidental. It may not be by the creeper, it may be accidental also. Even if it was so, there are various types of swelling that occur in the human body, and this particular plant may be effective on only some of them. So we do not know what cures. This plant may cure anything. And who is going to do research into all these aspects? How to find out? For people like Mara, research is of no importance at all. For people like Mara, they just tell many things. They don't know how to find out. They just simply tell. Even the Malayali godman shared his knowledge with Krishna only because he was too old and weak, or else he could have gone to the forest himself and given Krishna medicine as a secret potion. See, why the old man, the god man, told Krishna? Because he was unable to go. Otherwise, he would have gone. He would have brought the tuberous root. This shows that any Indian medicines, those who are knowing, they will not tell others. They will just go and do it. Here, the god man could not move, could not walk. Because of that, he told Krishna to go and bring the root. One of the problems is that these native doctors believe that if they told others about their medicines, if the medicine would lose their potency. See, what the native doctors believe is that when they tell somebody else about the medicinal properties, automatically the medicines will lose their potency. And because of this belief, India's native medicinal systems are on the verge of extinction. This is one belief, that those who know about these medicines, they believe that if they tell others, the medicine will lose the property, potency, power. And because of this wrong belief, India's native medicinal systems are almost on the verge of extinction. Day by day it is dying. So it's a beautiful thing which we can reflect upon about the Indian system of medicine. So Purnachandra Tejasvi, you all know, is a prominent Kannada writer. He's a novelist, photographer, ornithologist, publisher, painter and all. And in Kannada, you might have read about the Navya period of Kannada literature. And he wrote this in Kannada and it has been translated by somebody else into English. Then we have, I'll just deal with some of the important 1 mark and 4 mark questions. Just I'll read some of the important questions. First one, what kind of stories were told about the medicinal creeper, unusual medicinal creeper? There were a lot of stories, some true, some imaginary, and some totally false. How should a coffee seed bed be protected? How should a coffee seed bed be protected? Answer is, it should be protected from the sun by putting up a shade over it. By putting up a shade over it. Next one is, why was Sanna sent to the forest? Generally this question is asked every time. Why was Sanna sent to the forest? Sanna was sent to the forest to get some creepers from the forest. Then what did Mara do when they found the creeper? So this is the first question here. In the textbook, first question. What did Mara do when Sanna showed the creeper? Mara caught hold of the tendrils and tied it to a nearby tree. Then, what was the curse about the medicinal plant? This is also an important question. What was the curse? The curse about the medicinal plant was that when someone needs this plant, they will not find it. This was a curse by a sage. That when someone urgently needs the plant, they will not be able to get it. How do the leaves of the creeper look like? How do the leaves look like? They look like the beetle leaves. They look like the beetle leaves. Second question, Nodi. Mention the curse about the medicinal plant. That is, the curse by a sage. That when someone needs the plant urgently, they will not be able to find it. Then, what does the system of Indian medicine suffer from? What does the system of Indian medicine suffer from? It suffers from some sort of mystification. What did the Englishman promise to give Mara for showing the plant? This was a very important question. Many times they ask. The Englishman promised to give his entire estate, entire plantation for showing the plant. How did the mongoose and the cowcal, question number 4, how did the mongoose and the cowcal cure themselves of snake bite? So the mongoose and the cowcal, they used to chew the leaves. When they were bitten by poisonous snakes, they chewed the leaves and cured themselves. What did Mara's wife find on opening the packet of meat? What did Mara's wife find on opening? What did she find? Question number 6. So question number 5. Why had Mara lost his teeth? This is a longer question. So here we have another one. What did Mara's wife find when on opening the packet? So when she opened the packet, there was a live buck instead of the meat. And what did Mara's wife do with the leaves? So Mara's wife threw the leaves into the fire. Without knowing anything, she just threw the leaves into the fire. What was the narrator's friend Chandru? Chandru was the narrator's friend. What was he? He was a plant pathologist. Now, when could the medicines lose their potency? According to the belief of the native doctors, question number 8. So, when they told others about the medicines will lose their property. So, when they lose their medicinal property. Now, longer questions, essay questions. First question is, how was Mara's hand miraculously cured? Very important. How was Mara's hand miraculously cured? for this, we have to just explain. One day Mara went to the forest to bring some bamboo shoots, and when he thrust his hand through the bamboo canes, he accidentally cut his hand. The sharp sickle cut an artery, and it started bleeding copiously in spurts. Someone brought some leaf, pressed it against the wound, and bandaged it with a cloth from one of their lungis. Then Mara went to the white man for proper dressing and treatment. The white man at Hulihindalu, he brought his first aid kit, took out the cotton, medicine, antibiotic, powder, etc., and opened the bandage and removed the leaf. To his surprise, there was no sign of wound, there was no blood, and he was shocked. Then he got angry and scolded Mara. But Mara told him, showed him the blood on his dress, and others also they told. Then the Englishman believed him and asked him to show the plant, and he was ready to give his entire plantation, because he knew that there are some plants which have lot of properties, medicinal properties, and this must be the one, and he was ready to give his entire estate. This is one important question. Second is, how had Mara lost his teeth on the right side? Here it is mentioned in 1 mark questions only, but it is a longer question. So you have to explain. See, one day, Mara laid a trap in the forest to catch rabbits. He was worried that before him somebody else might go and take the catch. So he went into the forest before daybreak. The trap was empty because no rabbit had walked into it. And there was a stream nearby. Mara thought of brushing his teeth and washing his face and before going back. So he took a small stick from a nearby plant and brushed his right side teeth. And after that he felt a sour taste. He threw the stick, he took some water, put it into his mouth, turned it around, and then spat it out. When he spat it out, all the teeth on the right side, which had been touched by the stick, tumbled out of his mouth. This is how he lost his teeth on the right side. It's all important question, 4 mark questions. One more question is, what does the incident of Mara's wife, question number 2, what does the incident of Mara's wife throwing the leaves in the fire teach about Indians in general? That means ignorantly. They do not know what it is. Simply just throw it away. Once Mara and his friend laid a trap and caught a barking deer. So what they got? A barking deer. Then they wanted to divide the meat. They took it to the stream, cleaned it, skinned it, and divided the meat and wrapped them in a leaf and came home. As soon as he came home, they started preparing. Boiled the water, prepared the masala, and the wife opened the packet. It was a great surprise. Instead of the meat, there was a live wild buck. On seeing Mara, it jumped out and ran out of the house. When Mara was trying to catch it, he was running. Mara's wife, ignorantly, without knowing, threw the leaves into the fire. This act of throwing shows that a lot of Indian herbal medicines and their power of curing various diseases, people were not aware at all. They were just throwing them, neglecting them. Next question is, how was Krishna cured of the illness? Question number 3. Second main 3. How did the God-man cure Krishna of his illness? The narrator's erstwhile farmhand Krishna came to meet the narrator. So he looked pale and breathless. He had stopped working in the estate and was driving a rickshaw. When he changed his job, he started passing blood with his tools. It had become more serious and he was tired, breathless, and wheezing. The narrator thought that Krishna must be having piles and only allopathic treatment of surgery at the hospital. So Krishna went to a Malayali sadhu whom he had treated earlier on an earlier occasion, and when Krishna had developed boils all over the body, now the sadhu, Malayali sadhu, asked Krishna to search for the medicinal creeper and then he to bring the tuberous root and dig out the tuberous root, grind it and drink it with milk for 5 days, and he was totally cured. All important questions only. Then 6 more questions only. The second one, third main. See, what has made a modern man lose the knowledge of traditional medicine? Do you think Ayurveda will make a comeback in a successful way? See what happens, 1 more question, short answers. When you come to the college, I'll explain. And short answers, 1 word, 1 phrase or 1 sentence. And 4 marks will be 80 to 100 words. 1 paragraph answer adu. So 6 mark questions will be 200 pages, 200 lines, 200 words. So it comes about 1 page to 1.5 page, 200 words. So this is the pattern of PU answers. Now you have to explain totally. The modern man is ignorant of the importance and healing capabilities of the Indian traditional medicine such as Ayurveda, homeopathy and Unani and Siddha medicines. The modern trend is towards allopathic system of medicine. People are attracted by the English medicine which seems to cure fast but have some side effects, whereas Ayurvedic medicines may take some time to cure the disease but it has no side effects. The knowledge of Ayurvedic medicine is diminishing day by day. There are various reasons for this. Quite often, people who know about the medicinal creepers and plants, they are not aware of their medicinal properties. They do not know which diseases are cured by them. In the story of the medicinal creeper, we come across Mara and Sanna and Apanna who know about the creeper, but they do not know what diseases are cured by them. Then even the Malayali sadhu knew a lot about the creeper and the curing properties. But when Krishna comes, he is unable to get up and go. And because of that, he told him, described about the creeper, told him to go and dig the tuberous root and bring it and then mix it with milk and eat. So, this is one of the reasons the doctors do not disclose. Another wrong belief is that the doctors think that if they disclose the medicinal properties to somebody, the medicine itself will lose their potency. So because of all these, the Indian medicine has not come up like English medicines. Most important reason is very few prefer to study Indian medicines, whereas there is a craze to study English medicines. People all rush for the English medicines only. Because of all these factors, Indian medicinal systems are on the verge of extinction. But what happens, But the Indian government is making a lot of efforts to bring out this. And if you go to the textbook, a lot of Indian medicinal creepers, plants, medicines, everything is given. You can just go through. Okay. So all for today. Thank you and bye.